Chapter 273, Zhang Ruochen's Plan. This chapter is updated by novels.pl. Yan Lixuan has a stronger sword technique than Han Ku. Although the sacred sword skill just belonged to the low class of spiritual, Zhang Ruochen had practiced the perfection of martial arts, which power was stronger than many of the spiritual stage mid-class sword techniques. Additionally, his heart integrated into sword realm could handle even sword techniques of the superior class of the spiritual stage easily. Swish. Zhang Ruochen countered Yan Lixuan's sword techniques unhurriedly with the shadow of the royal wind dragon steps. He broke Yan Lixuan's techniques with ease, pinching a grass blade, natural and unrestrained. Suddenly, Yan Lixuan pulled back promptly to the table, dissipating all his genuine qi. He tossed away his ice sword and sighed, Zhang Xia can beat me at sword techniques every time. Zhang Ruochen retracted his genuine qi as well. He walked towards Yan Lixuan and said, predecessor Yan's boundless sword technique is powerful too. It looked like I was reacting easily, but I had to try my best. Even a minor error would have allowed him to defeat me. Liu Quanshan gave a loud laugh as he said, you two are too modest. As a warrior of the heaven realm, I don't think I could defeat either of you. Sitting opposite Yan Lixuan, Zhang Ruochen came straight to the point, Elder Liu, I came here for two things. Having seen Zhang Ruochen's serious expression, Liu Quanshan sat solemnly at once as he asked, which two things? None would treat Zhang Ruochen as a junior, in light of his martial arts ability. Zhang Ruochen replied, first, my fourth brother, Zhang Shaxiu, should remain in Elder Liu's mansion. I want to speak with him. It's no big deal. I'll invite the fourth prince here now. Liu Quanshan winked at an old servant, who walked out instantly. Zhang Ruochen continued, second, you owe me a favor. Now, I need to call in the debt. Liu Quanshan pondered for a moment to consider Zhang Ruochen's purpose. A moment later, he responded, of course I should pay you back for your saving grace. I will serve you unto death. In the Omen Ridge, no one was unaware that Zhang Ruochen was a secret disciple of Master Lei. Liu Quanshan would honor Zhang Ruochen's request because he was backed by Master Lei, let alone that he owed Zhang Ruochen a life. Zhang Ruochen nodded and said, your commitment reassures me. The ninth prince, what on earth do you want me to do? Asked Liu Quanshan. Let's wait for my fourth brother. Zhang Ruochen picked up the teacup. He took a sip and praised it. Nice tea. Liu Quanshan glanced at Zhang Ruochen. For the first time, he felt massive stress when sitting opposite to Zhang Ruochen. Shortly after, Zhang Shaxiu arrived. Zhang Shaxiu's cultivation had made progress since Zhang Ruochen had given him massive amounts of practice resources. Though he had not yet broken through to the Earth realm, he had entered the profound board, and he possessed great power, equal to an Earth realm warrior. Ninth brother, good to see you back. You're so awesome. They said you killed a martial arts legend of the heaven realm in the black market. I haven't believed it till now, said Zhang Shaxiu excitedly. Let's exchange blows with each other if you don't believe, said Zhang Ruochen. Zhang Shaxiu shook his head crazily. No, I have not succeeded in performing the Guardian Fist yet. Why have you called me here, ninth brother? Zhang Ruochen's face turned serious, and he said, the collusion between the Square Commandery and the Poisonous Spider Club provoked the high level of the First Central Empire. The sanction to the Square Commandery should go public soon. Now, the other 8 prefectures of the 9 western prefectures are massing troops on their shared border. They are eager to carve up the Square Commandery. So Yunwu Commandery also needs to take action. Zhang Shaxiu said happily, you are planning to lead the troops to attack the Square Commandery and annex its territory and resources in person? Zhang Ruochen shook his head and answered, it's not me. It's you. Me? Again Zhang Shaxiu shook his head crazily. Deflated, he said, no, I can't. How can I lead troops with the completion of the Black Realm? No senior general would obey my orders. You are the best choice because nobody dares to refuse you. Zhang Ruochen took a glance at Liu Quanshan and said to him, Elder Liu will go with you. His Majesty must consider letting you to command troops with your strong request and the help of a martial arts legend of the Heaven Realm. Suddenly Liu Quanshan understood Zhang Ruochen's meaning, so he stood up at once. Fourth prince, I am willing to fight with you on the battlefield. Let's extend our territory and establish immortal feats. So did Yan Lixuan. Count me in. I am willing to follow the fourth prince too and have a battle with the square commandery. Both of them were smart enough to figure out the overall situation. Zhang Ruochen was the prince consort of Cayenne's Yue commandery, as well as a secret disciple of Master Lei. With their help, Yunwu commandery would have square commandery in its pocket. As long as Yunwu commandery occupied the square commandery, it would become a medium-level commandery. It was possible to govern the whole 9 western prefectures, even all 36 Oman Ridge commanderies in the future. Now was the best time to join Zhang Ruochen. Maybe he would take off in the future, too. Zhang Ruochen glanced at Yan Lixuan as he said, "Does predecessor Yan also intend to work for the Yunwu commandery?" As a strong figure, though Yan Lixuan had completion cultivation of the Earth realm, he could combat with a warrior of the Heaven realm. His help would be the icing on the cake for Zhang Shaxiu. Yan Lixuan smiled as he said, "It's the 9th prince who I want to work for, rather than Yunwu commandery. I can't make great achievements today without your help. Of course, I should pay you back." Zhang Ruochen nodded and said, "With the help of Elder Liu and predecessor Yan, fourth brother, don't you believe in yourself? Both of them will obey my commands?" Asked Zhang Shaxiu. "I, Liu Quanshan, will comply with your wishes during the war with square commandery." "So shall I," said Yan Luxuan. It was like a dream to Zhang Shaxiu. He used to look up to warriors of the Heaven realm as myths. Somehow, 2 martial arts legends were willing to obey his orders. Could this be a dream? Clap. Suddenly, Zhang Shaxiu slapped himself in the face, which hurt. "It's not a dream," he said. "This is awesome. If I defeat the square commandery, father will look at me with new eyes." Zhang Ruochen smiled as he said, "Fourth brother, I have a gift that may lend you a hand." Zhang Ruochen condensed his voice into a whisper, telling Zhang Shaxiu where the red spider vessel was. The grandfather of Zhang Shaxiu and Zhang Ruochen, the last commandery prince of Yunwu commandery, died from the red spider vessel. Zhang Shaxiu knew its power clearly. His eyes widened because he never expected his 9th brother to possess such a strong secret weapon. With the red spider vessel's help, he could crush the square commandery troop directly. Zhang Shaxiu had already begun to imagine himself standing on the top of the red spider vessel and leading troops to invade plenty of cities and towns, which made him wild with joy. That very day, Zhang Shaxiu, Yan Lixuan, and Liu Quanshan left the Devil Martial City to go to Yunwu commandery. Before their departure, Zhang Ruochen gave Zhang Shaxiu a storage bracelet, with some half-saint's essence and 3-leaf holy clover. He told Zhang Shaxiu not to forget practicing during the war. Zhang Ruochen had a profound meaning in letting Zhang Shaxiu head the troops. He was trying to build prestige for Zhang Shaxiu among the troops and train Zhang Shaxiu to govern the Yunwu commandery in the future. Zhang Ruochen did not hope Zhang Tangai become the commandery prince of Yunwu commandery, and he couldn't stay in Yunwu commandery forever. So Zhang Shaxiu was the best choice. Among the 9 princes, Zhang Shaxiu had the most talent, except for Zhang Ruochen and Zhang Tangai. He would be a qualified commander with Zhang Ruochen's help. However, now Zhang Ruochen was just trying to pave the way for him. No one knew what the future might hold. As to himself, enhancing his cultivation was top priority. He would not spend much time on wars among commanderies. After he went back to the school of the martial market, he started to practice the sword ripple of 10 channels. Sword ripple of 10 channels connected a warrior's 10 fingers. The left hand's 5 sword waves included Sun Meridian Ripple, Void Meridian Ripple, Middle Breaking Sword Wave, Heavenly Meridian Ripple, and Show's Pulse Sword Wave. The right hand's 5 sword waves included Shadow Meridian Ripple, Tranquility Pulse Sword Wave, Sword Ripple of Center Spiritual Channels, Abyss Meridian Ripple, and Convergence Meridian Ripple. The left hand stood for Yang, the right for Yin. For a male warrior, it was easy to get into the beginner level by practicing with the left hand first. Zhang Ruochen began to practice the first sword wave, Sun Meridian Ripple. In order to practice the Sun Meridian Ripple, the genuine chi is condensed with the left thumb, sword comprehension is injected, and then the sword wave is released. A vigorous sword wave with a virile flame was powerful enough to penetrate the cliffs and melt stone. A sword wave had the ability to destroy a big army. Zhang Ruochen sat with his legs crossed next to a pool, practicing sun meridian ripple from morning to night. During the day, when the sunshine was strong, was the perfect time to practice the sun meridian ripple. His four fingers gripped tightly, with the thumb bending forward. Sword waves attacked the void space continually. As he practiced, Zhang Ruochen felt his thumb burning hot like a flame. Zhang Ruochen spent his whole day practicing. Eventually, he had gained some experience. The meridians almost turned into a lava river, with the temperature going higher and higher, while the genuine chi was the lava. However, he did not mix the sword comprehension together with his genuine chi, so what came from his hand was not a sword wave, but a genuine chi flow whose power was greater than before.